Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for stopping by my channel. I know you could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you decided to click on my channel. I greatly appreciate that. So you want to click the like button, subscribe, so you don't miss out any future videos. Anyway, so I'm here to talk about my 1 year review at Werner Enterprise. So I started at Werner January 13th of last year, so it's actually been a year, about a year and a month. Anyway, I did orientation in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm from VA, so that's where they sent me, put me on a bus. Sunday night orientation was Monday and Tuesday, and orientation was cool. Stuck me in a hotel. It was 2 people to a room. I didn't like that. I feel like we all adults. We should all got our own room, but whatever. It is what it is. First day orientation was basically filling out a lot of paperwork, getting your physical, drugs, drug screening, all that good stuff. You get breakfast at the hotel. They feed you lunch at the terminal, and yeah, that's it. So once you get past that, because everybody don't make it past day 1. So day 2 was basically your computer-based training, or what they call CBTs. So we did the CBTs, and it was a lot of people there that was waiting on the trainers. Like 2 people had been there for like 2-3 weeks waiting on the trainer, but it was people like me. I didn't do OTR, so the people that were waiting, they were basically dedicated accounts, so they were waiting on people, trainers from the dedicated accounts to come pick them up. Me, I was ready to get to the money, so I was like, yo, you send me, I don't care, I'm just ready to train and get out here. So they sent me with a OTR trainer. That was cool by me. Getting a trainer, if you get a good trainer, count yourself lucky. You know what I'm saying? I done heard the horror stories of people having bad trainers. Luckily, my trainer was great. So I didn't have any issues. So, but I don't think I was ready for it to come that quick. So what happened was, so Wednesday morning, you wake up. Even though if you're still there waiting, you still have to go to the terminal to do EBTs, or basically you sit around. But you're not just gonna be sleeping in a hotel all day, and they paying you. So in order for you to get paid, you have to get up, go to the terminal, check in, sign in, and then you had to stay there for like, I think it was 4 hours or whatever. So Wednesday, got up, went to the terminal, signed in. I was sitting there doing some CBTs. They called me to the front desk. They was like, hey, your trainer will be here tonight. And I was like, damn. So they was like, well, so we're going to send you back to the hotel so you can pack and be ready. And they gave my trainer my number. So when trainer calls me, he was like, hey, my name is Abraham, and I'll be there like around 8 or 9 tonight, pick you up. It's like, cool. So I get back to the hotel, pack my stuff, you know what I'm saying? Sure enough, I think it was like 9 o'clock at night. Had the shuttle take me back to the terminal, and he was waiting on me. So I'm not gonna get into all the training details. That'd be it for a later vid. But training for me lasts for 5 weeks. It was like about exactly 5 weeks, and when you get ready to graduate training, you get to choose what terminal you want to get your truck from. And I was like, well, I go to Omaha, Nebraska. That's where the headquarters is. That's where the biggest terminal is. So you would think that they had a truck there. No, they didn't. I had to go to Minneapolis, Minnesota, to go get my truck. So it was all good. They got me a rental car. I got this, they paid for my hotel for the night, so I left there, drove up, went and got my truck, and after a few hiccups, I already knew I was doing a Dollar General account. So basically when I got my truck, what happened was they get you a load to go back to your hometown so you can have a few days off, and then you go from there to wherever you're gonna do OTR or whatever dedicated account you chose. I chose a Dollar General account out of South Boston, Virginia. So I got, go home for, I think it was like 4 days, and then I went to South Boston. So that's where I pretty much started my driving. Is started a Dollar General account, and look, I knew it was gonna be work, but you really don't know until you actually get into it. And boy, whew, that was some work. I thought I knew what I was getting into. I was pretty mentally prepared. So I started Dollar General in March, and I stayed there for, let me see, I think I stayed there for like 5 or 6 months. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Yeah, actually, yeah. So I stayed there for about 6 months, maybe 5 or 6 months, and then I kind of got tired of doing the Dollar General. It was a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I'm 45. Yeah, that's a lot of work. So I requested to go to Dollar General Fresh account, which I didn't know they had until they sent me over there to help out the drivers that was over there. So once they sent me over there, I ain't want to come back to the regular Dollar General account. They sent me to Dollar General Fresh. I was over there for 2 days, and I called placement. I was like, hey, you need to send me over to Dollar General Fresh. I don't feel like going back to Dollar General. One thing I do like about Werner is that they have a variety of accounts. Depending on where you live, they have different accounts that you can switch to, and really it's up to you. Nobody tried to stop me. So once I requested to go somewhere, they was like, all right, well, they set a date and you go. So it's easy to switch accounts, and it just depends on what you want to do. So then I did the Dollar General Fresh account for 3 months. Before I got, I didn't want to do that either, because it's not as much work as Dollar General, but you still doing some work. And I actually had just tweaked my back moving some freezer stuff. So I was like, yeah, I just want to just drive and bump docks. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do too much touching freight. So then I moved from the DG Fresh account to what they call the Ferguson account. The Ferguson is, if you haven't heard of Ferguson, they do a lot of plumbing and lighting and stuff like that. So that's out of Front Royal, Virginia. So that's the account I'm on now. So overall, I really have no problems with Werner. I haven't had any issues. They've been pretty good. My pay's been good. My pay hasn't been messed up. When I request home time or time off, they give it to me. I think the only thing that sucks, and I don't know if other companies do this, is like when you request time off, it's time off. You don't get paid. So hey, somebody calling me. So you don't you know what I'm saying, you don't get paid when you have time off. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta plan around that. But even so, coming out of school and coming onto Werner, it was still the right move. If I had to do it again, I probably wouldn't change anything. And actually, Werner was not even my first choice. I actually wanted to go to Prime, but I was looking at Prime the whole way before I went to trucking. I knew I was getting my CDL, and I pretty much knew where I was going. And what kept me from going to Prime is they changed up their training program. So like, if you had never driven a truck, you had never had your CDL, I think you had to do like 50,000 miles or something like that. And yeah, I couldn't do it. That was a long time, or it may have been more than that. I know they changed up their program, and that's the reason why I went from wanting to go to Prime, and then I did my research, and I ultimately chose Werner. So it was a good decision. So what I recommend Werner to anybody that's out there looking. You know, you just getting out of school. You looking for a company. Yeah, I think they got one of the top pays for training. You know, I was getting 700, or it works $700 a week, which basically they paid you like $100 a day or whatever. So you get $700 a week during training, $700 minus taxes and minus whatever if you take out a advance. I didn't take out any advance, so mine was I think after taxes it was like six something, but still. I think they got one of the highest paying training programs out there, and they have some nice terminals. But Allentown wasn't one of them. Well, I think they're building a new terminal in Allentown, but the terminal they got now, yeah, that joint, it sucks. But they have a terminal. They have some terminals throughout, the United States, of course. They got the one in Allentown. They have one in Atlanta. Well, it's not in Atlanta, but it's kind of like outside of Atlanta. They got Omaha, which is the main terminal. They have one in Joliet, Illinois, Fontana, California, and I know I missed a few other places, but they're pretty spread out. So you can get to one no matter where you're at. You probably get to one pretty easy. Any recommendations I would have? I would not come to orientation broke. So don't come to orientation broke. I think I had like $500 when I came to orientation, because they give you breakfast and lunch, but you on your own for dinner. So, and you're back at the hotel by like 5 o'clock. So you got all that time. You're gonna get hungry. You're gonna want to get some snacks or something to eat. So if you can help it, at least come with at least $100 in your pocket. I was fortunate to come with more than that. I wasn't really pressed. My bills were pretty much paid at home. So even during my whole time out with my trainer, yeah, don't count on your trainer buying you your food while you were out. I mean, don't count on that. Mine's did. He actually cooked on the truck, cooked a lot on the truck, which was cool. And when we didn't cook, he buys stuff. I buy stuff for him. Like I said, I had a great trainer. I really did. He was fantastic. So but everybody is not gonna get a trainer who's gonna look out for them when it's time to eat. So don't expect these guys to pay your way when you're out here. You get paid, so definitely either use that money or just don't come out broke. I think that's my only suggestion, and just listen to your trainer. Hopefully, if you don't get a good trainer, request a new one. You can do that. I will say about Werner, they really do stress safety. Like they always say, you're the captain of your ship. If you don't want to drive in a certain type of weather, then don't drive. Safety's first, and they really harp on that. And they're really good about giving you weather updates and constantly telling you if you don't feel comfortable driving in this type of weather, you don't have to drive. So that's one thing I do like about Werner. They really stand by that. At least that's my experience, and that's definitely the impression I got. So I would definitely recommend Werner coming out of school. I think it's a good company, and I think they have a lot of accounts for you to go to. So I chose dedicated. I didn't want to go OTR. I did like OTR during my training. It was good, but I didn't want to do OTR, and they do have a lot of accounts, so that was great for me. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up by saying, yeah, if you want to come to Werner, you're thinking about coming to Werner, then definitely look into it. And yeah, it's a good company. I think on my next videos, I'll touch up on. Well, my next videos, I'll do my review of the Dollar General account, and then I'll do the Dollar General Fresh, and then I'll do the Ferguson account, which I'm on now. So, all right, until next time.